Hello, and welcome to another COVID Chat with Cat. Today, Captain Ray Weiser, the Deputy State Surgeon, is joining us to go over the exemption processes for the Army. Captain Weiser, you're going to discuss a little bit about the medical exemption, the religious exemption, and the administrative exemption processes. Why don't we start with medical exemption? Can you explain that to me?
Sure. So a medical exemption, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to inform your commander that you're trying to get a medical exemption. Your commander is going to have a counseling that they're going to do with you. You're going to watch a COVID video, and then your next job is to go out to your primary care manager, your civilian doctor, talk to them, and gather the chart notes from them on why you need that exemption. So we need to see an ICD-10 code on there, as well as a little conversation from your physician on why you should have an exemption. That's all going to come back to me in my office, and we are going to get that in front of one of our military providers for a review. And on concurrence with that military provider, we're going to write a couple of memos, and we're going to shoot that up to NGB for their final determination on that exemption.
Okay, and a religious exemption, is that the same kind of process?
It's much more complicated on the religious side of the house. So again, you're going to talk to your commander, and you're going to tell them that you would like to pursue a religious exemption. You're again going to be counseled, you're going to watch a video, and then your next job is to write a soldier memo on why you believe that you need a religious exemption. And commanders have examples of that memo that we've pushed out through our channels over the past several months. And if the commanders need it again, they can just get a hold of me and we'll push that back out to them. Once I get the soldier memo down from the soldier and the commander, I'm going to take that counseling, and I'm going to take the memo, and I'm going to push that over to the chaplain. And the chaplain's going to contact that soldier, and they're going to talk through the reasons for why they're pursuing that. And then the chaplain's going to provide a recommendation on what they're going to do. I'm going to get that back from the chaplain, and then I'm going to have a command memo that needs to get accomplished, so the command is tracking that the soldier is requesting that exemption. Once I get the memo back from the commander, I'm going to push that up to a provider, and the provider is going to take a look at that packet and determine if there's any clinical indications on why a soldier should or should not have a religious exemption, and the provider will write a memo. Once I get all of that back, I am then going to talk to the JAG, and the JAG is going to take a look at the documentation for legal sufficiency and provide a recommendation. And then we're going to push all of that up to the TAG for a final recommendation and memo from the TAG. And then once I get that back from the TAG, I'm going to push that up through NGB channels to the Surgeon General for a determination on whether or not that exemption will be accepted or not.
A lot more steps in that one.
Absolutely, yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
So if either of those decisions comes back as a no-go, mm-hmm. is there an appeal process?
There is. So on the medical side of the house, if a medical exemption is denied by any provider in Wyoming, that goes to the state surgeon for a determination on whether or not we should push that up. If the state surgeon agrees with the provider, then that's where the appeal process stops, and the soldier then is referred back to the command for denial counseling for that shot in that series. On the religious side of the house, the appeal process goes direct to NGB, and NGB will take that through channels to handle those appeals. And generally on those appeals, they need to be requested from the soldier within a fairly quick time frame, 3 to 5 days, so we can get that pushed back up. There's no definitive guidance out there yet from NGB on how fast that happens for National Guard soldiers that I've seen. And you know, as soon as we get it, we're going to communicate with that soldier, and we're going to get that appeal if the soldier would like to do that. We're going to shoot it back up the chain as fast as we possibly can.
Okay. And if all comes back as unapproved and I'm required to get the vaccination, what does the refusal process look like if I still don't want the shot?
Sure. So the denial process goes through three different steps, and you essentially get 3 chances to say, no thanks, this isn't for me. And in that first step, you actually complete it when you first talk to the commander, saying, no, I don't want the shot, I want to go through the exemption process. So that's denial number 1. Denial number 2 is after you get that exemption back, and you've gone through any appeal process if you do have to do that, and you still don't want to get the shot, then that's denial number 2. And then you're going to get another month on the Army side to think about those actions, and then you're going to go through denial number 3. And at denial number 3, that's when it comes back up to my office so that I can keep track of all of that information and then report it back through command channels to the ATAG and the TAG on what the determination on what the punishment phase essentially looks like. It's not necessarily punishment, but yeah, what that looks like.
And are there natural consequences, we'll call them, if you are refusing the vaccination, such as going to trainings or schools without having gone through the process?
So there are. So right now, TRADOC has pushed out that no soldier is allowed to go to school unless they're vaccinated after December 15th. So any soldier leaving for school after December 15th that is unvaccinated or does not have an approved exemption, is all the way through the exemption process, cannot attend a military training installation to attend a class.
Okay. Okay. So the refusal process, does that have an end point to it? Is there a decision that's been made as far as if I absolutely refuse, what's going to happen to me?
Not yet, no. So we're still waiting on what they're calling phase 2 of the exemption process. So we're waiting for definitive guidance on what the complete ramifications for a soldier are, all the way up and through separation from National Guard Bureau for any soldier that is to decline the COVID vaccination.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Captain Weiser, for sharing your information with us. I hope that clears up a lot of confusion and miscommunication that might be out there. If you hear any rumors or have any questions, of course, feel free to contact us and we will make sure to answer those questions. You can contact us through the Wyoming Military Department page, through the Contact Us icon, or the Facebook page, or you can also email wyogard@gmail.com. Thanks.